Hello.
It didn't do the countdown.
It did. I don't know where you were at, but we
Oh,
are
wow.
live.
Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I am Alexis.
And I am Samantha. And we're
It
back.
is our second episode.
Yes, it is. And I just want to tell you guys that Alexis changed this time last minute.
No, I didn't. What are you talking
yes,
about?
you did.
I said 7. Isn't 7 our normal time?
I think we're supposed to be recording at 8.
Really?
Let me look at my calendar.
I thought it was 7. That's hilarious. If I had known it was 8, girl, I would have definitely been fine with 8 because the game started at 7. But I thought it was 7.
What? I definitely thought we talk at 8, but
I'm so sorry.
whatever.
I thought it was 7. I am sorry about that. I really did think it was 7.
Okay, let's start over. Hold on.
That's fine. It's fine to have small talk.
I know, but I'm just like, I don't know. That's just like weird. Because I was definitely like, Alexis is changing the time.
I mean, maybe it was 8 this whole time. So is it 8?
I don't know. I guess that's for us to figure out on our own time.
How are you doing, Samantha?
I am doing good. I am a little tired as usual. I had a busy day. Today is Jupiter's first birthday, which I love. And yeah, we just had a busy day celebrating. We had his puppy class. I just had therapy. And now I am here talking and ready. How are you?
Oh, happy birthday, Jupiter.
I can't see him.
To you. My day was long. I mean, I woke up at 6:30 because I had to go and pick up Mello from Delaware because I met my mom in the middle. So I had to be there by 9 a.m. So I got there, then I picked her up. I came back, I hit traffic. I had 30 minutes when I got home to change, eat lunch, and then go to work. I went to work, got back on the subway, ate dinner, and now I'm here. So
What'd you have for dinner?
A long, busy day. Actually, I was really happy. My mom, she brought me back all this Easter food. It was it was honestly insane. Red snapper, stuffed with crab cake.
Yum.
There was crab meat. There was corn on the cob, stuffing, macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, rolls, baked chicken. I mean, literally, it was insane. I was just
oh my god!
Thank you. And then also, she brought me the dim sum leftovers they had from Saturday. I mean, truly, that's a whole nother thing. But I feel like my mom is one, she's the greatest. But then secondly, she does things that are useful for my life. It's okay, you didn't give me a bowl of candy, right? You didn't give me
right.
Here's a piece of cake for the road. It's no, you gave me something useful. So me and Julia really appreciated that. So we ate that, and now I'm here drinking my wine. We have company coming over later to watch the LSU Caitlin Iowa game. So
okay,
it's a good time today.
Yeah, I love your mom's crab cakes, and
I know.
Honestly, I'm sure your mom would set aside a plate for me while I live here. I might do that. I might ask your mom, hey, can I swing by and just come over?
She would love that. You just need to let her know
and say hi. Yeah, me and your mom are gonna work that out.
Yes, but let's skip the pleasantries. I'm ready to get into it.
Yes. Who is on trial this week, Alexis?
Girl, you know who's on trial.
You know who we're about to talk about.
Bucket. Horse.
Like a mechanical bull.
Like a mechanical bull. It is Cowboy Carter. I'm so excited.
My God. I'm upset.
Yes. What are your tell me your initial feelings, then we can go track by track, but what are your initial thoughts and feelings?
Oh my goodness. And you guys, just so you know, me and Alexis have had we've had to be let's not talk about this because we're gonna talk about it on the podcast. We've been obviously talking in between.
Right.
But yeah, so I hit play Friday morning, I think. Yeah, no. I didn't hit it Friday morning. I hit it in the afternoon. I wanted to listen during the day, with the sunlight. Because I'm like a weird person. Like, I'm like, okay, it has to be the exact moment
Of
that
course.
I need to hear this. Like, I just can't.
Curate the space.
I
Yes.
can't just hit play out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited till the moment that I felt okay, and I was just like letting it happen to me, like literally just like
Take it in.
taking it in. I think I got through Bodyguard, and I was like dancing in my apartment, and yeah, so like my first listen through, I like listened to it in some chunks because I drove,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, like on my first listen, I was just like, wow, like this was a lot to take in. I definitely had some like favorites, and then I was like, okay, this is, and just like talking to you and other people, I was just like, this is like an album that you need to like sit and really
Mm-hmm.
slow down and listen. So I was
Mm-hmm.
able to do that yesterday or
Mm-hmm.
the day, or maybe it was Saturday. I don't remember, but I was able to listen to it. Like I sat in my chair and just listened, and it is absolutely a masterpiece. It is a master class. Like I feel like somebody could write a whole freaking paper, like put their like like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what those words are anymore with college stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
like do their last theory paper
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on this album. And so yeah, I thought it was beautiful. What did you think?
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with everything. Like, I did the first listen at the hotel, and I was in Houston this weekend, for those who don't know, for a wedding. And so I did the first listen in the hotel, and I was really happy about that because, like, we were just like laying in the bed, press play, and just like, I was like, if we're going to start this album, Julia, we have to sit here for an hour and a half. And she was like, okay. And so we literally sat there in the bed for an hour and a half and
Oh
listened
my
to it.
god.
And the first,
Yes.
I mean, throughout it, we were like, oh, I love this song. I love this song. I love this song. And then by the end, we were just like, oh, I can't wait to listen to it again. And it's interesting because I actually feel like, and this might be like a weird take, but I feel like the first time I heard Renaissance, I liked it. I mean, I loved it, but it wasn't the thirst I have to like listen to this album a lot wasn't as strong. I feel like with Renaissance until later on, like months later, when I was like, I love
Interesting.
it. But I mean, this to me, I felt like the immediate thirst. Like I was like, I cannot wait to get on the plane so I can just sit there and listen to this the whole time, you know? And then
Yeah.
and so that's what I did. And so now I've just been listening to it. Anytime on the subway, I'm listening to it. I love it. I think this is like such a good album that like it's very intentional, but I also feel like it pays homage to like the old roots of like country, right? But also pushes the genre in like a new lane that people never probably have
Mhm.
imagined that it could go. So I find that that's so fascinating that two of those things can be like held at the same time in one album. And so I'm
Mhm.
just so excited to talk about it, but then secondly,
I
so excited to
know.
just see all the like nominations that this woman will get because it
Yeah.
is a masterpiece. And like you said, it really is like a thesis on like
Yeah.
history of country, blackness in
History of this
country,
country, this
history of
like
like the country.
American,
Yes,
yes, America.
positionality, like black people, personhood in America, in country music. I mean, it's just so good. So I'm excited. Let's just go. Let's just go song
Yes.
by song.
And I do want to say, I want to go back to Renaissance real quick.
Yeah.
I was initially in with
Mm-hmm.
Renaissance. I mean, like that meme of like Lois with the like bottle,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
medicine bottle with the
Mm-hmm.
Renaissance, like that was definitely me
Mm-hmm.
with Renaissance, and it is like that now again.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's all I've been listening
Mm-hmm.
to, So yeah, let's get into it. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, so the first song, American Requiem.
Woo!
So I think it's such a great opening
Oh my
because
god, it's beautiful.
I feel like I see like I hear so much in it, like the church, like I feel like is in there, like just like the sound of it, it reminds me of like a church hymn. It starts off, but then like a proclamation. I feel like it's a great way to start off and just say like, y'all didn't think I could do country. Y'all didn't think I was country enough. Let's talk about what that means. There's a lot of whispering about what I'm about to do and if I should do it, and I'm gonna do it. And maybe, and like, let's talk about America and like, and blackness while I do it. What are your thoughts?
Yes. I mean, her voice is just so
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, this song. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I sent it to you. It was like a tweet that said she used like the 1812 overture in the song, which is, and don't quote me, is like the same overture that they use in the Star Spangled Banner. So like she came out the gate
Swinging,
swinging with like,
swinging.
this is what
Wow.
we're doing, you know, like we are reclaiming, you know, and then just the lyrics about like, you know, you have two different faces, but you're still the same. Like just talking about racism, how it has had like different faces, and it's like you said, like I wasn't, like they said I was too country, and now I'm not country enough.
Yeah.
Like said I wouldn't saddle up. Like it's just like, let's freaking go. It's just so amazing. I love it.
I feel like it's a great pointed, I mean, it talks about America and all those things, but I feel like it's also a great pointed, like, direct spotlight on like the problem with the country music genre right now, and how like they will not give space to any Black artists really, and if they do, they're gonna make sure that you like stay in the lane that they want you to stay in. And like I know that there's been like Mickey Guyton, who's been like very commercially successful, gotten a Grammy, gotten CMA awards for country music, but I feel like it's still such a very small lane. So I feel like she's also putting a spotlight. Like I feel like it really just starts off with just like that CMA moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like it kind of also leans on that. Yes. So I love this to start off with, and I also love that like it kind of picks up at the end, which we'll get to with Amen. But I think it's like a strong statement to start off with.
Yes. And I will say, like, just even I love the lyric, like, them big ideas are buried here, because I feel like that is just so, to me, it's just like talking about our ancestors that, you know, didn't get to be all that they could be because they were having to take care of white people, basically.
Or just like wasn't gatekeep, right? Like it's just like at the end of the day, like even if they weren't taking care of white people, it's just like there is so much gatekeeping like in America, but then specifically in this country music genre, right? And so I feel like she's also talking about that too, which I feel like, I don't know if you feel comfortable with this, but I feel like it's like a good segue into Blackbird, because I feel like we see all these people that she's giving the like opportunity in the moment to in Blackbird, with Tanner, Adele, Brittany Spencer, Tia Kennedy. Like I feel like she's like, she understands possibly that like the gatekeeping is going to exist. It's going to stand there. Racism, whiteness will stand strong, 10 tones down still. And so she's kind of also providing a way to like break down barriers as well by putting them on stage. I mean, putting them on the song.
Yeah. And I'll say like, it just feels like this album honestly feels like a prayer, you know, like I feel like there's a lot
that's
of
a really good one.
time when she's just like, you know, and I love when she's like, you know, the winds are changing, like it's time to face the wind or whatever she says. It's just like, yes,
for something.
yes,
now it's time to face the wind.
Now
I love
that.
The
time. It's like, it's
love win.
Yes, it's just like this is what we need right at this moment. But and then going into Blackbird, I do feel like I also watched another thing that was talking about how Paul McCartney he wrote the song about,
I saw that,
black, like a black girl, like
I thought it was about the bombing in the Alabama church. It was like it was like a song about paying homage to the 5 black girls who died in the bombing of the church.
Yes. I didn't hear that actually, but I did hear that he was writing about, like the clip that I saw was just black girls that are facing, you know, opposition during the civil rights and all of that. And so it's just beautiful to then reclaim that song and then actually have black girls singing on the song, and just being able to like, it just is so beautiful. Like to take it back from the Beatles.
I know they were in that studio like doing like 50 takes on their one line, like blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take it again.
Yes. Oh my God. You know they
Girl,
did.
I would have been in there like done like 100 takes on that one line. Like, don't
Me
play with me,
too.
okay?
Me too.
They were ready.
This is going to be heard by so many people.
I know. I'm so happy for them. And did you see Mama Tina like posted on her Instagram today how like I'll actually read it. It was like because I was like, this is exactly what the purpose of it was. And I'm just happy it happened. So this is what it says. It's a news article from Hollywood Reporter, and it says Brittany Spencer, Shabuzi, Tanner Adele, Raina Roberts, Willie Jones, and Tierra Kennedy, who all appeared on Cowboy Carter, saw an increase in first-time listeners and catalog listeners on Spotify. So it's like literally their one little line of Beyonce featuring them on Blackbird has boosted their like listeners on Spotify. People are now
millions,
by millions. People are now tapping into their music, and I feel like that's exactly what that was entitled to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about 16 Carriages? We've been talking about that.
I just love that song, and I love how it's even better, hearing it in context when it just goes into
You're
that
right.
and you just hear the like stomps on the ground. It's just so beautiful. The first half of the album is just gorgeous. Like it is just
I feel like she really showed the first half of her album shows like the vocal ability. I feel like really well. Like, we know Beyonce can sing, but she's literally, I feel like, showing how your voice is an instrument. Not that you can just belt, not that you can just hold a note. It is like an instrument. And so I feel like we'll get to it, but I feel like literally she uses like an instrument in is it Daughter? Like
Daughter. When she's
one of the songs, Daughter,
when she's like singing opera.
Yeah, it's like literally
Daughter,
I feel like you could literally think of a violin going in and out, and it's like her voice. But sorry, back to 16 Carriages. I really feel like that's like a thesis on her life. Like she literally created like a thesis on her life, and I feel like it's so beautiful. It's very deep, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like we've never really heard Beyonce be vulnerable about her upbringing, in the sense of we've heard her be like, I had to work a lot. You know what I'm saying? We worked hard. We stayed up late. We were at the studio. But I feel like we've never really heard her think about how it was to be like 16 or that young in Destiny's Child and have the pressure of your like family's livelihood now on you. And that's a different type of work. It's not like I'm going to Six Flags for the summer, right? It's like it's a different level of pressure of work, and it becomes like
sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice, and yes, she's living her dreams, but with the weight of literally the family now, the weight of the world. And I feel like I'm really thankful she was that vulnerable with us.
I'm happy she was able to make a song that really gets that out, because like you said, we've gotten Pretty Hurts, like we've like gotten a little bit of it, but it's like, no, like I was not in my bed at 15, like the innocence was gone, and I was in the music industry, and I was having to carry my family, and like that's real AF. Like it's just beautiful.
And I feel like it's just something. I have so many questions to ask her, but I feel like that I would love to hear more about that, and just like what would she recommend for like future child stars and people like that? Because that's a lot. You kind of lose your you chase your dreams, and that's great, and I'm sure it's lovely and it feels exhilarating, but there is a cost, and I feel like she kind of shows that's pretty much the theme of the song, right? Like there's a cost to this. And
I want to say one thing that I forgot to say, and throughout the album, but specifically in American Requiem, I am hearing a lot of Chloe and Halle. Like I
agree.
Like I hear their influence, and even just if it's like I don't even know who's influenced, because it's obviously like Beyonce. But I hear one thing I love about Beyonce is that she is not too good. Like she's gonna
drawn who she wants to draw on,
everybody, like even if they're her proteges or whatever, it's like that inspires me. I'm gonna try it out myself. And so I totally hear I could totally hear Chloe and Halle on some of those.
I could too. That's actually, when you said that, I was like, oh, I can definitely see that. That's a really good like thought. Okay, Protector. The first time I heard Protector, I was like almost on the verge of tears. Like it's so beautiful, and I feel like she she just does a really good job. I feel like excuse me, of like encapsulating like or maybe that's not the word, but like showing us and making us feel the emotion of motherhood. It's like, I'm not a mother, but I damn sure feel that way about Mello. Talking about, I won't lead you around that road. I'm your projector, Mello. Like, you know, like, and so it's just like, I feel like
be a protector.
And I just feel like it's just so beautiful. And like, I feel like, I just think it's just a really beautiful song. Like, I mean, I feel like that's
so
how
beautiful.
I left it. I was like, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful, and it makes you want to, like, I'm telling you, with these songs, it's like you said, you're kind of living through those things, and it's like, do I want to be a mother? Like, you know, like, do I want to be a protector of like a human? And like that is just such a role, and it's just,
and
I love how Beyonce just is in her life. Like, she is standing 10 toes down in the life that she's choosing.
I also feel like it shows that, like, ultimately the like what she wants in life, like now that she's a mother, maybe her priorities and desires about life have changed, and like I feel like she's really just like, yeah, like I'm here now to like help you shine, you know. That gives me a lot of joy, and it's not about me, you know.
Yes.
And the dreams, and I also just feel like it just makes me think of a lot of wonder and like the dreams you place on your kids, you know, and how you just are like, you know, I know one day you're going to be doing great things, and who knows, they might be not.
I mean, I didn't but everyone has the thoughts. That. I didn't take it as that. I just thought it's like those things of like, you know, I feel like with our dogs, like, obviously, because I was trying to take on this role, but I'm like, okay, Jupiter is never gonna like go out and be, you know, without me.
When he passes his little training class, okay, that's him. That's you projecting him.
When he goes out, when I can take him off the leash at the dog park, exactly. That's when he's out in the world on his own. But, you know, yeah, I just kind of thought about it like that. Of just like, you know, right now she's in this role of like, I'm a protector, and like one day you're gonna be on your own, and like it's just so beautiful. I definitely cried first time hearing that. And oh my god, beautiful. Beyonce being your mother, and you can ask your mom to sing you a lullaby, and it's Beyonce. Like, I'm glad that she knows that we know that her kids are so lucky to be able to do that.
She's probably a great mom. And like, I was like, I don't know. And you can tell she's a great mom by how beautiful the song is, right? Nobody that like, you love something very deeply to make such a beautiful song like that.
And when she said okay at the end, like, you could just hear how it's like, like, you could just hear how she's like, okay, like, you know, like you're on the playground, and I gotta let you play. And you know, it's just such a like, I am not sure I could be I don't know if I can be a mom outside of a dog mom.
I mean, I think
that's for another day.
That is for another day. Like, let's not get too deep into that, but that is for another day, because I've like thought those things too. I'm like, wow, like, I mean, my mom always says like, love you more than you'll ever know, in like every card that she writes me. And and she's always like, no, truly, like, you'll never know this until you have a kid. And I'm like, I feel like I have tapped into a deeper level of love with Mello. Like, I've never felt this feeling before once I had Mello, and I can't imagine it getting even more unique and special and deeper. And I feel like that's what she's talking about. And so I'm just like, yeah, it's just a beautiful song, and I loved it.
I just want to say, Beyonce makes me want to like live my life, and like, you know, like do all those things, like have kids, and you know, live it out to the fullest. But anyways,
okay, My Rose, apparently, which is called Mr. Sir on the CDs.
I thought it was My Sir.
Oh, My Sir. Okay.
Oh, and I don't even know if it was on. Is it on the CDs? I don't know.
Let me look.
But I did hear that it was like originally supposed to be called My Sir.
What are your thoughts on it? The song?
I thought it was beautiful. The first time I heard it, I was more thinking about it as like self-love, and just like, you know, like I hope that you love yourself as much as I do. And again, that one really seemed like a prayer, you know, like, I hope that you love yourself, you know?
Mhm.
And I just definitely can feel Beyonce just putting her soul into this music. Like, this is real for her, you know?
I feel like I don't have any really deep thoughts on My
Did
Rose.
you like My Rose?
I do. Whenever it comes on, I like it. Like, and I feel like I need to listen to it more deeply, but I do like it. I enjoy it. I think it's like very fun and beautiful at the same time. Like, I don't know, the way she sings it, it's very uppity,
Okay,
like,
it is. Like,
"Da-na-na-na-na-na, my dear,
yeah,
da-na-na." You know, it's like, that's a very, like, it makes you want to, like,
yes.
move.
And this is maybe the first part that I started to hear Destiny's Child Christmas album. Like, I feel her pulling from all of her albums, like, on this one, and I guess that's what we get every time. I mean, yeah.
No, that's actually
Yeah.
really good. And like that, how beautiful, how amazing and like gags will we have been if all of a sudden on that part we hear like Michelle, Kelly, Latoya, Latavia, da-da-da-da-da-da, my dear, la, 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 la.
Yes.
Like I would
Like,
have loved
doesn't
it.
it sound like
Well, I had another point,
Christmas?
a part where I'll like talk about what I thought Destiny's Child was coming in through, but I feel like My Rose altogether it's like a really fun, beautiful interlude going into the next part of the album. Any thoughts on Smoke Hour with Willie Nelson? Well, I'll just say this.
Yes.
Sorry, I just asked you, but I have some thoughts too.
Yes.
I think it
Go.
just shows how iconic Beyonce is that like she's calling up these icons just for a damn commercial, like, you know, or like a little like radio talking time. Like, it's like, I don't like, and not that she doesn't need them, but it's just like, I feel like people expected them to be singing. And so I feel like how it's literally just like little interludes switching to the next portion of the song, of the album, is very clever. But I just think that's like really funny. And but I mean, as far as Smoke Hour with Willie Nelson, I was like intrigued the first time I heard it, and I was like, oh, so this is what we're doing here. Like, these icons are gonna be like the radio, like guy, you know, or what would you call it, like the MC of the like album. And so wait, sorry,
country radio.
And so that's what made me think, because you know how Beyonce said, this is just a thought, and then I want to hear your thoughts. I'm sorry, but you know how like who was the guy who was like, this is who I want to see? Runner.
Yes,
and Beyonce called him the MC, like the heartbeat of Renaissance. And I was like, I wonder if this will be this. Like, I wonder if like Dolly Parton, Linda Martell, and Willie Nelson will be the heartbeat of Cowboy Carter, where it's like for the tour, if there is any like talking and theatrics, if there will be more animation and from these people. And so I was just like, that would actually be really iconic, I think, and pretty cool. Like that you had this person MC the concert, basically.
Right.
But what are your thoughts?
I could totally see that. I love Dolly P. But I love this. I love this part because it's definitely like plays into the cinematic. I feel like this is when we're like, okay, we're watching a movie, you know? And I love how she switches from the different, you know, songs by the Black artists, like Maybelline. Like,
I'm going to the river.
Yes, it just makes you feel good, and it just makes you feel like down home, and it just makes you feel like this is for everybody. Like, I truly, oh yes, I did want to say on this podcast that my 91-year-old grandfather is from Tyler, Texas, so I feel like I am like getting back to my roots. And yeah, like it just makes me want to play this with him, because I know that he would like appreciate this part. And then just to hear Willie Nelson like come in and just be so cool and just like, you're welcome, like go to that place in your mind and drift off. And I'm just like, oh, this sounds great. Like, yes, I'm here for the Smoke Hour. It's a movie, bro.
I feel like it's just like, this is a cool, like, he's cool. You know, I feel like sometimes when people think of country music, they kind of have lost the cool, like, in a little bit. Like, I think about like, this is how we roll. Now, who is that? It's like Georgia Georgia County line or whatever, that's their name or something, and
Mhm.
Georgia Florida line, and it's just like, it's very like pop country, like white boy drinking beer in a truck.
Yeah. No,
And
you're
I feel
right.
like they've lost the
Beyonce
swagger
is
to it.
bringing the cool back to
Yeah,
country.
the swag. Like, even if it is a white boy, it's like a white man smoking his cigarette, sitting on his porch.
Shabuji,
Right.
hello.
And so I feel like I don't know, I enjoyed the like swag that's coming back to this. And I feel like
yeah.
I feel like Smoke Hour also was like a good like rollout for Texas Hold'em, because like
Yes.
because he was like, you know, go to that fun place, that like good place in your mind you go to, and then it's like immediately like the banjo starts and you're like, oh yes, like, you know, you want to get up and dance.
Yes. And one thing I was feeling like the album has been like, it feels like sunrise or like morning until like now we're like in the day, and it's like, we're getting to the afternoon.
That's a really good thought. I loved Texas Hold'em from the minute I heard it. From the minute I heard the banjo, I was like, okay, like she's doing this right. I feel like I love the end of Texas Hold'em. Like when she's like, I don't even know what she's saying, but it's like, boots.
Oh yeah,
like I don't know, like she does that. Yes. I can just envision like her dancers behind her just being super cute, like with it, and like and just like hitting the accents. And I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to see the choreography for this.
Yes,
and it just reminds me of like being like, I mean, this has never happened to me, but yes, that part. It's just so cute. I'm like, yes. And I don't care if I cannot dance with you. I'm like, okay, this is so cute.
Baby, lick on me too. Yes. I'm like, I'm telling you, Beyonce makes you want to be in love. Like,
and girl, we know that girl is down bad.
Yes. We know that we want to just, I don't even know what I was about to say.
It's okay. But I feel like also just like it does make you want to dance and be like drunk in a southern bar, you know, and you're just like dancing with this guy that it's like very much, I can't wait to see the visuals for this, like, because
we're about to see a movie.
We're about to see a movie, which I'll get into, because I told Samantha I envisioned this being 3 parts, like you know how Harry Potter had like part 1 of the Deathly Hallows, right? And then there's part 2 in another year. I feel like Beyonce has enough visuals and the album is long enough. I mean, an hour and a half something album, like to do part 1, like here's part 1 and I release that in theaters, part 2 and 4 months later for another movie, part 3, like literally do it in parts. That would be
amazing.
And it's epic.
I would love that. I know, I was thinking about that because I'm like, if she does it, like, I don't want to wait a whole year to go to the movies again. It would have to be like 4 months. Or I could see her also putting it on streaming, you know, maybe like week by week or something.
I'm still waiting for that Renaissance movie.
I know. We gotta wait for that, I guess.
Wait, but what are your thoughts?
Oh, you mean the tour movie?
Yes, the tour. At least put that on there, girl. Like,
I know.
We saw it. Renaissance.
Let's not forget.
Right. What are your thoughts on Texas Hold'em? I know you said a little bit.
Love Texas Hold'em. You know, I like it when I first heard it. I definitely liked 16 Carriages more, and then I did like start to really like it, and just been like singing it. You know, like it's a fun song. I love it. And like you said, I love the end.
Yes, it's so sexy and cute. I love it.
Yes.
Okay,
and then we go to.
We got to talk about it. Bodyguard. I remember laying in the bed. And literally, I do a slow look at Julia when Bodyguard came on, and I was like, I raised my eyebrow. I was like, oh,
yes,
I love Bodyguard.
Yes, I know, me too.
It's so good, and even just like the music, like ooh.
It's like, oh, we're like doing this.
I know, I love it. And
it's just so fun,
so sweet. I'm like, okay,
and
like
sit you in the backseat.
I'm like, I love it, and I love that she's doing deep. Like, I love when she uses her lower register, and it's like I feel like she established she was gonna do that from the beginning, and that was just like, ooh, like I feel this, like
yes,
she's down bad. Okay, I will say that again.
Oh my god! So people are like, "Is this about Julius?" But I was like, "She talking about Jay."
She's not talking about Julius.
I was like, "She's talking about Jay," but I do think that it is like funny that she has a song named Bodyguard, and there's always been like obviously you have a fine bodyguard.
This is my thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go. We can finish that thought.
I do feel like, and we'll get into this with some of the other songs, but I do feel like there are some like queer, like bi undertones with some of these songs where I'm like, you're not talking like this about a man. And like, and just like, secondly, some of the stuff you're saying, I'm like, I actually think this is like, I'm like, maybe she's bi. Like, I'm not trying to like out anybody or anything, but, or make speculations. This is all my interpretation of the music. But I feel like, I literally was like, oh, like, is she like low key little queer? Because I'm like, some of these, and I feel like I've been seeing that discourse on TikTok where it's like some of the lyrics make me think that she's talking about a woman.
Yeah,
and
people
I'm like,
definitely like since the Renaissance,
right?
I feel like people have been like, she's giving like big dick
It's
energy.
funny you said
like...
that because Julia had said something to me where it was like, well, yeah, people have been like dissecting some song on Renaissance, or it was like, oh yeah, like it's a little like this could be about a woman. So I was like, it's not Bodyguard, but it just made me think of that. But yes, I love Bodyguard. From the moment I saw it, it's a standout song to me. I think I love the music in the back. I hate that she's talking about Jay-Z, but
Alexis,
I'm happy she's in love.
I just have to like, I just don't think about it too much. But anyways, I will say I too love Bodyguard. As soon as I heard it, I was dancing around my house and just again in another movie. Like it's so cinematic, this whole album. And I love the lipstick on your cigarette. You throw it in you stomp it out.
Yep.
Like out. I also love that she's doing the different. She's doing like the different genres even in country. Like this is like a little bit more poppy and like I don't even know Shania Twain's music that much, but I feel like this is like feeling like it a little bit. So yeah, and it's just also like it's just a fun song. It's just beautiful. She's everything. She's just everything. Yeah, I was gonna say we know from this album Beyonce loves being in shotgun.
Girl,
she loves being in the shotgun. I love it too.
I love it too. It's cute and the aesthetic is cute, right? You're like your person's driving. You can like, it's a very cute aesthetic. So I mean, I'm happy for her. I'm happy she's in love. But I literally was like, oh, God. Once I saw how many songs are about this man, we'll get into it later. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. But okay, that's
she's 10 toes down.
She's 10 toes down. She said it to Jolene.
Yeah. So let's go into Dolly P. Oh my God. When I hear Dolly Parton on this album, that is the cutest. Like Beyonce, like you said, Beyonce is a fucking icon. Like, hey, honeybee, this Dolly P. Like, it's just so cute. And then she's really talking cute. About, and then, oh yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Like, you can tell that this, because they said that she made this before she made Renaissance, and I do feel like this is like closer to Lemonade. Like we're still getting a little bit of that like leftover residual anger from
Girl, that anger is gonna be there for until the end of time, because it's, I mean, that's a hard thing to get over. I mean, you had a baby and you were getting cheated on. I mean, that's very sad. And
I know, but I feel like Renaissance, we didn't hear it as much. But
because it wasn't about that. It wasn't about being in love. Renaissance was for the gays.
Yes, it was.
Renaissance was about ballroom. She was showing us ballroom culture.
But we had Virgo's Groove and what is the other one that comes
Plastic Off the Sofa, which I played probably about 3 times. I skipped it each time it came on.
Oh my God.
But she's a plastic to Jolly P.
I love Plastic Off the Sofa.
No, but I kind of took it as her passing the baton, like a little bit, where it's like, I had this song, you're about to now take it and flip it and reverse it, and here's the baton. And so I feel like I took it as like her passing the baton, like being like, I basically kind of saying, I give my blessing for you to like use this now. And boy, did Beyonce like meet the moment. I feel it's just, I feel like someone said like trust and believe, like Dolly Parton and Beyonce were saying the same things, but just in the cultural difference, like in just a one that's more culturally appropriate. And I was like, right, like it was very much
Shoot
from
your
like,
shot.
right, you don't want this smoke.
Yes. You don't want this heat from me.
And like, I loved it. I
I love
loved
when she
it.
does her little ad libs like, you heard me.
I know.
I love it. I
It
just
did make
love
me think though,
Beyonce.
like, and look, I don't know like enough of like, I don't know deeply Jay-Z's like discography or anything like that. And I know that we have like hopefully a guest on our, like someone in our life who will guest with us, guest host with us, and she can like talk more about it. But like, I'm like, does he have any songs like this where he's like, it's like very pointed. I'm talking about Beyonce. Don't touch her. Don't look at her. I go 10 tones down for my woman. And it's like clear it's about a Beyonce, not about girls in general, not about being a player and da da da. But it's like, I'm talking about Beyonce. I'm 10 tones behind her. Don't look at her. Don't touch her. This is my man. Woman. Don't comfort. Like, does he have anything like that?
I think so. I think he definitely has some verses that are like,
No, I'm not talking about a verse. I'm talking about a song.
I don't know about a whole song, but I'm gonna say yeah, because I'm gonna try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. What I do know is though that Jay-Z does have a song that he kind of disses Destiny's Child / Beyonce. And I'm sorry to like put this out there, but he
Why would you
does.
do that?
I'm sorry. But it basically was just like, it's on the 1 Minute Man remix. And he's like, I don't want an independent woman or something like that. And then he says question. And it's just like, it's like playing fun about it, but it is just like, damn, like.
Well, Jolene, I feel like I love when Beyonce takes classics on. She did it with Before I Let Go and did amazing. And I feel like she did such a good job with Jolene and like
perfection, A+.
It was right, and I feel like,
and I love that she took it up a notch. Like, we gonna
yes,
beat
exactly.
your ass, Jolene.
Like
we're not just gonna. We're not praying for you begging you to leave. We're saying
the stakes are higher.
Come over
okay,
here.
Like if you come over here, the stakes are higher. Like you might leave dead, And so I love it. I mean, there's really no. I feel like for me, I have more thoughts about Daughter because I feel like Daughter kind of like, it's funny because I see Daughter in my mind as like she gives this warning to Jolene, and then Daughter's the effects of if Jolene didn't stop, right? Jolene didn't stop, and so she's like, oh, you got your ass beat. Like, you're now black and blue. Yes. You made me do it. Look what you made me do. I gave you warnings. And
the bathroom attendant let me in.
They let me in. She's such a fan. Exactly. And then to be like, and I do feel like, Beyonce does keep this very sweet. Like, I am like the most like, yeah, I feel like respectability politics in the sense of like people look at her and it's like she's a very nice girl, and so it's just like
everybody has glowing things to say.
Exactly,
about
and then she's like, "Hold up, don't get it twisted. Right. I have this side of me that's like just like my father.
I'm colder than Titanic water, bitch. Like
if you mess with me, I'm just like my father." And I'm just like, wow, I like love that. Like you're telling us that like. You can go there. Yes. So I feel like Jolene and Daughter are like a story.
Definitely, yes. I mean, definitely. And I think that I think she's integrating her shadow. Like, she's like kind of letting, like, even with Tyrant, like his song that's called Tyrant on her album. But yeah, I love Daughter. Like, I definitely I love the cinematics of it. Again, I'll say it feels closer to Lemonade. And I think on tour, I think we'll probably get a lot more Lemonade.
Oh, like, I can't wait.
Probably hold up before, one of these songs. Or in it. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good with like the guitar and stuff. But yeah, I definitely
or Resentment. I think we might get Resentment back. Like I feel like she's definitely gonna get to we're gonna get a big segment of like You Hurt Me, and I'm gonna remind you why that was bad, and whatever.
Just
and
because we gotta fit Jolene in there somewhere,
exactly. And it's like, and look, like it's okay to go back to your roots. Like we knew what happened. Like
not your roots,
your roots. But no, and then also the
yes.
opera, like, is that, and
Yes.
it was just like, I don't know, I really feel like you see the instrumentation here of her voice where she's like, I really thought of like a violin and just someone going in and out and using the string in different ways, and that was how she was using her voice. I think it's beautiful song. I
Yes.
love
I
it.
mean, what? Like this
It's like a
girl, this
movie.
lady is singing opera. Like I don't think that people. It's just so frustrating.
Your
Like
fave couldn't.
people do not give this woman credit. Like, what? Like, we are so spoiled. We're so spoiled. And I just can't believe anybody hates on this woman. But it does go over people's heads. I will say that. If I was
Yeah.
like just off the street, like,
Mhm.
hey, like put this on your ear and just start listening to it, like I might be a little
This
confused.
song works better.
Especially if I have like an edge to me that I don't want to get
And
it,
this
you know?
song works well, I think, after Jolene. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this song, I mean, it's a good song in
Yeah.
its own too, but I feel like you really get the
It's
impact of it when you
definitely
see the
yeah.
context. Um,
Yes, it's definitely giving cinematic. And I love that Beyonce can, like go there in her music. Like I don't know if she's ever stomped out this lady that Jay-Z cheated on her
I mean,
with,
she has enough power
but
and money to make it disappear. Well, actually, I don't know, because it was like, I feel like the slip up was the elevator, right? It's like you would have thought Beyonce had enough power to like get the elevator fight just completely erased from memory. And the fact that like that shit got leaked within 5 minutes of it happening, it was all everywhere, Solange beating up Jay-Z, that I'm like, actually, I feel like if she actually did get to the point of like beating a girl down,
we would have saw it.
it would have been seen, or even just like such detail would have been leaked about it. And so I just feel like, well, she talks in the song, this is a fantasy.
Yes, yes. And I do
So
love that I love the fantasy aspect because again, integrating the shadow, Beyonce is calling herself out. This lady be in her fantasies, okay? Like we're all seeing this movie,
it's like
and
a movie, yeah.
and I'm sure like she sees herself in like, it's just like it's just cool to see. And I just love music and art because you're able to go there and just live out these fantasies. But anyways,
Let's talk about
keep
spaghetti.
moving.
I love spaghetti. I love rapper Beyonce.
Fave rapper,
Right,
bro.
rapper. Like I feel like
We
it
need
was
t-shirts that say that.
I know, right? It's interesting because like I remember somebody was asking me like, how does this fit to
We
country?
talk
But
to
I'm like,
see
I
it.
feel like it reminded me of Southern rap, but with the twang of country. I don't know how to explain it, but it fit to me, it fit completely perfectly in the album. Like,
Oh my god, it was so good.
Shabuzi did his
is that
thing.
guy. Like
Yes.
did my sister showed me him actually a little while ago, like before the album. And I was like, oh shit, like I fuck with this. This is like
Mm-hmm.
trap, but like
But
country and
country,
whatever.
right.
So I love that he's on the album.
I wish it was
Shout out to
longer, honestly.
Danielle. Yes, and I do love spaghetti. Like I love the Howl at the Moon
Mm-hmm.
and all that. Did you ever I saw that people like were saying like what spaghetti meant. I haven't looked up that nugget yet, but did you see?
Mm-mm. I'll look
Yeah,
into it though.
I want
That's
to see.
cool.
There's like a ton of nuggets everywhere. Like even the next song, Alligator
I
Tears,
love
which
it. That's
love Alligator
the first
Tears.
time I heard it, I loved it. I
Yes.
love that it's like like it's slow but vibey at the same time. The lyrics are very interesting about like just having someone's just like you're wrapped around someone's finger.
I adore.
This was the
Yes.
song that I thought about Destiny's Child and Care of the Bells. Like at the end, it's like I adore,
Yes.
alligator kid. I was like, I could literally
Yes.
see Kelly and
I
Michelle like all doing their
I
harmonies. Exactly. I was like, I could see their harmonies and everything like coming at the end. And how gagged would we have been if that had happened at the end of that song?
I
Like
know. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing.
That song, that's probably the one song that's been in my head the most.
Yes. And I was going to say with Alligator Tears, like somebody pointed out that like she made it alligator
Yeah,
tears
instead of
because
crocodile.
Yeah, because alligators are like actually indigenous
Mm-hmm.
to America. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, Beyonce is giving us facts and history. Like, I'm like, this bitch is a
Like a mechanical
historian.
bull. Oh, sorry.
This lady is a historian. Like, she needs to go teach a class. Like, goddamn.
Look, Beyonce, if you need a researcher position, I will be there for you at Parkwood. Like, I will do the research. I am a researcher by trade. Put me in,
Tell
coach.
her, Dr. Bigelow.
Alligator tears. I adore.
Yes, that song's beautiful. It reminds me of Prince. And just because I'm thinking about it, I just want to say Beyonce has made me pick up my guitar that I've owned for like so
Call
many
her Samantha
years.
Swift.
I'm giving Alexis a dirty look right now. Don't ever play with me, okay? Don't ever play with me.
No,
like
let's
that.
keep it moving though.
Beyonce.
I gotta go in like 30 minutes, so
girl,
it will be an hour and a half of this. Okay, I think the people will be fine with that.
Don't rush us, okay? Don't rush our process.
Girl, you about to get hang up on.
This is what she does to me, you guys.
I do this. I rush
I'm
off the phone.
I'm gonna show
just like this.
I'm gonna show you guys how Alexis treats me. Okay. Anyways, next
Smoke Hour
one
2
is. I thought it was just for fun.
No, well, it's after Smoke Hour 2, then Just for Fun. But I mean, we can go to Just for Fun.
We love just. I mean, we love.
So what she was gonna say is we love Smoke Hour 2 and next. She was basically saying next. There was nothing to say.
Love Willie Nelson. Love that he says you're welcome. Okay. Anyway,
Just for fun. I love it.
I wrote down into Alexis is rushing us off the phone.
No, it's just funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. Again, this one reminds me of church.
This. I know, same. Like
this one takes me to church. It's like, okay, thank you, Beyonce. I'm like, thank you, Beyonce, for knowing that. I need to get through this.
You know what it reminded me of? You know how on the Gift where she's at the end she's standing in like a church where everybody's in white and she sings Spirit, possibly
purple and gold. That's what they were wearing.
And she's singing Spirit or whatever the hell she's singing. I feel like this is what's giving for me. Like it's like a bunch of people singing in a church and she's like, I need to get through this.
Oh wait,
girl, what?
Sorry,
no,
I'm all over the map. I'm just mixing the songs.
Wait, they were like, I'm going down south. I am the man. I know.
Oh my god, I love that.
I know.
It just is so good. It's like going down south just for fun.
I am the man. I know.
Like this song, I love this album. It's just making us slow down and just enjoy.
But it's with swag, it's not like a slow song where you're just like get over it.
It's like the best of country. Like she just took all of the best out of it and was like, "Yep, I'm gonna make a song just like all these." Okay.
2 Most Wanted. So Julia told me the other day this was like basically it's like nodding to Landslide, and I was like, wow, I could totally hear that. Like,
what does that mean?
Like well, the landslide brought us down. I've been afraid of changing. You know that song?
No.
Stevie Nicks.
You might have to send it to me.
Okay, well, it's like a very popular
I could see
song.
it because the rhythm of the song sounds like something I've heard before.
Well, I was like, when I heard that, it was like kind of a nod to that, and she used that as like inspiration. I was like, oh, I can totally see it, and that's so smart because it's such a successful, iconic song. I love 2 Most Wanted. Miley Cyrus, you did your big one. You sound so good with Beyonce.
I know.
You need to produce you need to produce a country album.
I'm so proud of her.
I'm so proud of her, and she's a star. And this was a song that I thought had queer notes to it. I know Mama Tina.
People have been showing the
Brokeback Mountain
with both of them.
I know Mama Tina thinks this is about friendship because she like posted like, this is my favorite song this week, and it just reminds me of friendship. And I'm just thinking, girl, it's okay. This is
hilarious. This
is not about
you
friendship.
know who I dedicated this song to for me right now? Jupiter. Because it's just like, you're gonna be my shotgun. Like,
I'll
I'll
be
be
your
your
shotgun
shotgun,
baby
baby,
till the
till the
day I
day I die. And I'm
die.
just like, that's who I take my rides with. And like, I be having one hand on Jupiter and one hand on the wheel. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, it's just beautiful. I love that we have like this beautiful shotgun song because everybody knows how it feels
I
to
was
just want to be in
very, very
shotgun.
happy that she didn't. This was a true duet. Like they both had like equal time in the song
Yes.
because
They were
Miley
singing
could
back and
sing.
forth.
Yes, they were singing back and forth, and I was like, I also think it's a good way to like. I don't know, like it's like I
Other
feel like we've
hand.
always known that Miley Cyrus has this like type of country, this voice that's good for country music, but she's kind of strayed away from it recently, and like with her pop era. And I'm like
Mm-hmm.
so thankful that it's back to this. And I know this song will blow up. Like, I mean, there's no
Oh
question
my
about it.
god,
Like,
absolutely. It is
um,
these numbers are just getting started. People are just hearing this shit, you
talk about
know?
a run, right? Like Julia was like this song into Levi Jeans, into Flamenco, into Linda, like into down all the way to Yaya is like an insane
Oh
run.
my god.
And let's just
She's
get in
insane. This lady is insane. Yeah, let's just go through it.
Levi Jeans. Oh, that is my song right now. It is so
Love.
sexy and cute and just
It's so
like
cute.
I
It
love
just makes you
it.
want to be
In
I'm telling you,
love.
Beyonce just makes you want to be in love. It's
Mm-hmm.
like not good for me. But it's so cute. It's fun. It just
They
makes you want to
call me
just live
pretty
your
little
life.
thing.
Yes, and I love Post Malone. Like
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I really love when it gets to Post Malone's part when it's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Baby,
So hop
like
at
I
the
just
bone. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right. Like I just think he kills it. I've seen some people complaining about them two being on the album because like they've stole from black people apparently, and then now
Oh,
they're
just like
like
with like
making their
cultural
bed.
appropriation.
Yeah,
Is that what?
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, Miley definitely had her
yeah.
time,
And I would say Post
and so
Malone
does Post Malone.
too.
And I mean, regardless, I think Beyonce made it very clear she is putting people on this album she respects. So it doesn't matter. Like whatever it
Yeah,
is, it
right.
doesn't matter to Beyonce. And she put her on the
Exactly.
album, and we like it, and we're running it up,
Right.
and it is what it is.
And she put all these other people on there, so be quiet. Like
Right?
I
Shut
just
up.
that's just annoying.
But I feel
But
like Levi Jeans, you just want to be held from the back by somebody and just dance slow, like and cute, like
yeah, that's
yeah.
another one where I could see you like at a like at like a juke joint, like dancing with
Mm-hmm.
your boo. That's just so
It's
cute.
so and just being like in your own world. I feel like that's what it is. And it's sweet. I love it. Tell me why I when I downloaded this album for the airplane, I didn't know this, but I had downloaded the edited version. So when I like, and I didn't know this, so I thought this was how it goes. And then all of a sudden, Julia played it on the vinyl, and it was like, so you can hug that ass all day long. I'm like, what? I missed this. I missed this. I didn't know she was talking like that. This is what I like. And I said this before, and I'll get into this more later when we move, and I'll be quick. I love that, like, Beyonce. I feel like there's a lot of people when they think about sexuality and like sex with like as a married couple, they're like, you know, it's a beautiful thing between like your husband and wife and blah. And I just love that Beyonce throws that shit out the window. She's like, look, we're nasty, okay? Like
Who was
we're
saying that?
I just feel like I have seen like married couples that are very much like, especially like
Ew.
Christian married couples that are very much purity culture and are like, you know, they don't want to talk about it. They're very much like it's a, you know, it's a sacred thing between man and wife and to or whoever you're with. It's like a very
Boo.
private and beautiful thing. And it's like sometimes it's not beautiful. Sometimes that shit's just nasty. You know, sometimes
that's
it's just
the
freaky.
beauty of life.
Right.
That's
Sometimes
like,
it's just freaky.
That's like you get to do
exactly
like everything.
And I just love that she makes it known. Like she's not trying to be like, we make love every night. Like sometimes she's like, no, literally, I like take off a day just
bounce
to like
it.
fuck him.
Bounce
like,
it.
you know, right.
Bounce
on
right, right.
Like watch me work like a mechanical bull. Like so like, you know, like she's not at all trying to be like, we're making love. Like sometimes she's like, we're nasty. And I love that she's like being real and not trying to be so like weird about it, because I feel like I've just known people
she
like
hasn't done that. I don't like, thank God she's not doing that.
Sorry, but let's get into flamenco.
I love flamenco. Again, this one reminds me of Chloe and Halle. It's another one of those prayers that I appreciate on the album. And
I really don't have any thoughts on flamenco, but I like
beautiful.
it.
I think listen to it like it's just the the vocals on that one's really beautiful.
Okay. Linda Martell show. I think I just love that she's giving her shine. I need to go into her discography because I definitely am not like a well-read listener of her, right? But I feel like that's the beautiful thing about this album is that it's like, shining light to people. And so I'm excited to dig more into Linda Martell.
Me
That's
too.
kind of my only thoughts about the
and I
Linda
would love
Martell
to see a movie on her or something like that.
I see part 2. If it's not just a straight movie of the visuals, I do see part 2 being giving some type of segment where we're like a sit down interview where she's talking for a couple of minutes, where they're showing her music, where they're like, giving us who this person is.
Yeah. I need to
Beyonce
look
meeting her.
Is she still alive?
Yeah, it's her voice on the thing.
Oh my god! I definitely felt like
this was AI.
I thought this was like a post. Like I thought that she said that in her career.
No, she's alive.
Oh my god!
That's what I'm saying.
So happy.
It's really beautiful because it's like she's living while she's getting these flowers. Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm about to cry.
Samantha thought that was AI.
No, I didn't. I thought that she said this and like on stage, like during a performance, and Beyonce was just using this clip.
Well, yeah. Everybody loves yeah. Yeah.
Everybody loves yeah.
We clapping.
I think Yaya's super fun. I love how she's like doing like the
we snapping
like the Elvis kind of sound, like boo.
Yes,
like,
I mean,
like,
I'm
I
thinking,
love that.
Yes, this is Elvis. This is Tina Turner. This is like 70s, 60s, giving me like popping shoulders real quick and dancing and yeah. Like I'm loving it. Run it up.
Vibration.
I love it.
It's so fun.
It is, and I feel like it was a necessary. And I feel like this is the beginning of the switch to like the fast part of the album. Like I'm getting fast. This is dancing. This is gonna be genre bending, but still country. Like
oh
this
my
is
god!
That part
and
of the
this
album for me.
This performance is gonna be so fun.
Get on your dancing boots, Beyonce. We're expecting a sweaty upper lip, a sweaty neck.
Shut the fuck up.
Wet weave.
Leave her alone.
A working ankle. Get the brace off. We're expecting it all.
Stop. She'll be good. But yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be so beautiful.
Oh, Louisiana, I wish was longer.
Me too. It's beautiful. I love this interlude.
Same, and I like the song that's in the background, and I know it's like chopped a little, but I was like, I wish this was longer.
And I love that it's kind of about just, like something not working out in love.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just feel it's like beautiful. But anyway,
Desert Eagle too. I wish was longer.
Love Desert Eagle. Wish it was longer. Oh yeah, this is part of the album too where I feel like she was definitely giving me what is Solange's album, Before I Get Home?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like this is like where I can hear those references, and obviously it's like it's home. Like this is like their home, so but I can definitely hear with like the bass on this one.
I feel like I just love listening to Desert Eagle. I don't really have any like major thoughts, but I feel like it's sad because I feel like the interludes I don't really have much to say, but I enjoy listening to them, and each one I want more.
Yes, like so you'll remember it's like da-da-do-see-do.
Yeah, da-da-do-see-do. Yeah.
Like I feel like that part sounds like Solange,
yeah. What is that?
Fun.
What is that? Was it like the syncopation? Like what is that? I don't know. Riverdance. Let me tell you. The moment I heard Riverdance. Okay, so I told you this, but I want to say it just for the podcast. Riverdance reminds me of I'm gonna like that famous black painting where they're in like a club and they're dancing. It's Sugar Shack by Ernie Barnes. It reminds me of that image. Like I feel like I could hear that image playing in the background, and I think it would be really cool if she recreated that visual for the that scene for the visual, because I also envision that the Sugar Shack is in the South. But I'm like, I mean, just the back like bass of like bounce on the shit, dance.
It's so fun and beautiful. And then like when she's singing, this is another one where I'm just like, it seems like like, she's talking about her relationship. It's like, my ball of string, my knock me down, bounce
Run
on the
into
shit,
the
dance.
river, run into the
Yes,
river, won't you dance?
This is again
Bounce on the shit,
Solange.
dance.
Giving Solange
Bounce
for
on the
me.
shit. No. I was getting like a little bit of hints of Renaissance too. I could also see the
Yes,
Sugar
for
Shack, but I
sure.
could also see voguing to like bounce on the shit. No hands. Like I could just see it.
Yeah, I can see that too.
But wait, can we talk about? And I was like, I feel like nobody's talking about this enough. The transition from Riverdance to Two Hands to Heaven is like an energy one for me.
It takes you to heaven.
Yes,
like, literally.
Like, bounce on the shit. No hands. Boom. I'm like, okay, I love it.
This is definitely a favorite off the album for me. I feel like it's just, I mean, obviously, I think I'm just like, I love when Beyonce sings about love. I just love when she sings about this stuff.
Not only got autos.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's just a beautiful song. Like, I definitely cry. I feel like
What does it mean
back
to you?
in church.
Because I feel like a lot of people have been resonating with Two Hands to Heaven, but I don't. I mean, I love it, but it's not to the point of like tears.
Let me look at the lyrics.
I've been waiting my whole life for you.
I mean, I definitely think it's like, I definitely hear like a love song. Oh yeah, and this is the one where she says, "Who am I to judge?
Who am I to judge me, baby?
My baby.
Who am I to judge me, baby? Boom, boom. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's giving like love song to me. It also takes me to church a little bit too. So I don't know. We're still learning this.
Still learning. This is just our immediate thoughts. Okay, Tyrant to me again was like another. I just love when Beyonce talks about being at her relationship as a married woman, but still it being like freaky and fun. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I just feel like she's not trying to be like
Beyonce stays young. And
yes, fun. Like, I'm a tyrant, then away I ride it. I'm like, okay, girl.
I ride it. I ride it. Yeah, this was giving like All Up in My Mind on the album, but it's better because
it is better.
And I love the
Dolly
violin when it's like like it just like breaks down. It's like, oh shit, like that's what I'm saying. When she does every country, like
yes.
Just everything.
Well, this part of the album, like I would say from Linda Martell Showdown to me is like the part where I'm like, oh, she also pushes country music in different ways and new possibilities that people weren't imagining. This is the part of the album I'm talking about, because I feel like nobody would ever think something like Bounce on the Shit Dance should be like a country, but there's something about it that is country, and I feel like it really is pushing this genre in a new direction. Yeah. Okay, Sweet Honey Buckin, the Buckin part, love Buckin,
yes.
Horse, like a mechanical bull. There's something about Buckin when I hear it, I'm just like, go.
Yeah, go. It's so fun.
It reminds me of being in a club. I don't know, and there's just like this bass in the background. I feel like sometimes there's TV shows or movies where there's like a club scene and the person's like very high on pills and you just hear the bass in the background while they're like just like they're like looking around and it's just hazy, but you hear the bass. I feel like this would be playing like Buckin.
You're hilarious. Buckin. It was like, don't know. Yeah, I do love it. And we get rapper Beyonce again.
Like
we get rapper Beyonce again. She's being nasty. She's
I love it.
She was like, your hormones is right at the rim.
I know your hormones at the rim. I was like,
just do it again. Like,
I love it.
And then she talks about not winning album of the year.
AOTY.
I ain't stunting them. Like, come back and fuck up the pen. Like, yes,
and literally, that's what you're doing. You're blowing this whole genre up.
That's what you're doing.
I mean, I just love it. Yes. I love it. I just feel like she just reinvents herself in many ways, but I really do think there's something very worth talking about, which we have, and I'll just say it again, about how she talks about like sexuality in a marriage, because I just feel like she's like bucking. I'm like a mechanical bull. I'm a fucking tyrant. What is it?
Yeah, she's. Oh my God, we forgot to mention on one of the songs. She says, "I raised him."
I raised him,
Jolene.
Jolene. Yeah.
Yes, I raised him, and I raised his
kids.
I'm like, thank you. We're flipping the narrative.
Come on now. Remember when she said, "You taught me how to be a woman."
Oh, and I love when she was using her. You could hear her
Dolly
using
Parton's
her
nails. Yeah.
I was like, I put on my little nails so I could.
You see. Like a mechanical bull. Okay, and then it ends with
Last
amen.
song,
and
yes.
I feel like that was perfect because it literally like I feel like it like seals everything up with the bow from what we started with, you know, and it references American Requiem again. Have mercy on me. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like
and I love when she says in American Requiem, pretty house that we never quite moved in. And I'm like, that is America. Like, that was this, like, you know, white picket fence, like, you know, but we didn't quite move in. And then in this song, in Amen, she's like, this house was built with blood and bones. Like, you know, she's just like bringing it back, like, and people like, this is not for play. Like, when she's saying like blood and bones, and some people are saying that that's like what the only seeing the red, white, like the stripes or whatever or something. But yeah, like this is built on our ancestors. Like, this is not for play. Like, this is.
I just love how
what are y'all gonna do? What are you gonna choose? What side are you gonna be on? Are you gonna stand with us?
Every project she has at this point, and since Beyonce self-titled, has been political in nature. And I'm not saying like politics, but I'm saying like it makes a statement about the like state of where we're at, whether that's through black, like racial lens, a gender lens, a sexuality lens. There's some type of like statement, and it makes you think. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but like Rolling Stone gave this 100 out of 100, like the classic seal. Like, I mean, the instant classic seal. Pitchfork gave it 100%. I believe an 8.4 out of 10. I mean, she has gotten nothing but rave reviews. I think this is a masterpiece. I think this is a thesis. I mean, I have listened to country in the sense of I love the Chicks down, and the Chicks have made some powerful albums, but nothing. And so when I say this, I feel like this is no shade to the Chicks, but this should just speak so highly of Beyonce. This is probably the best country album I've ever heard. And it's interesting because I've been seeing, and we can get into this later in a different podcast, but some people that are like Taylor Swift fans being like, well, I don't know, like if it's going to win album of the year. And it's just like, I'm telling you right now, there's nothing that anybody in 2024 will release that is going to be as good as.
I know.
Hold on. Sorry. Give me your last two thoughts, because Julia just texted me saying you need to come on out. So I need to be excused.
Okay, well, I will end with saying that I loved Amen. I love that it closed the prayer out of this album. I think that Beyonce I mean, there's no way that, like, yes, this is instant classic because she perfectly checked the box of being a great. She did all of her people that came before her just such a justice.
Absolutely.
And I feel like she has, like, that is what I feel like she was doing this for, and she has done it. And I'm just like, oh my God, Beyonce, I love country. Like, I'm gonna be listening to this country album all
I'm gonna be
summer.
at that thing with my cowboy hat, like.
Right. And I'm like, where do I want to go? And also, before we go,
okay, but I really do have to go.
I know. Before we go, we have to just say that Beyonce may be going on tour, and our pockets are scared. But we're scared,
but we'll be there.
We'll be there. Okay, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. If you love us, Please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.